So greetings everyone, this is Devesh Kirubhakaran.J back with another lecture session on the poem titled A Mark of Resistance written by Adrienne Rich. So let's get started. So this poem was written by Adrienne Rich, as already spoken. She's an American feminist writer who discusses about the queer identity, distinct and unique from the crowd, appear to embrace individuality. Power 1974, Tonight No Poetry Will Serve 2011, etc. Some of other famous poems. So, the first major core theme, individuality. The poem highlights that individuality is the essence of human life, as well as it is the essence of this poem. So, she embraces ignoring the criticism of the society by embracing the identity itself, because she believes that each and every individual has a unique purpose in life assigned by the Almighty. Then, societal non-conformity. Here, the poet states that following one's own heart, their own wishes, their own dreams, their own goals is itself a form of societal non-conformity, not conforming to the norms established by the society, refusing to follow the crowd mentality. And then, persistence. So, this poem, since it goes on like the poet gathers the rocks which are scattered, it also represents words, and it also represents the queer people. She's gathering queer people as well as she's gathering words for resistance to assert her own identity, their own identity, the community in general, for the odd people. Then, resistance on resistance. So, the poet itself is resisting something. This resistance is being resisted by the mass crowd. So, the cane represents the pile of rocks which the poet has gathered together as a form of resistance, fighting for the queer people's rights. So, she is against the society in general, as well as the sun, which is drinking away her energy, is against her, since the noon's weight is further pushed into misery through the sun's heat. That's what is being stated. Mutual acceptance. So, the poet asks for mutual acceptance and understanding in the society, where each and every individual accepts each other as they are, embracing the form of inclusivity in the society. So here the grass fields represents the crowd in general, the society, where the poet wishes to love them as well, but since they are slanted towards the majority, it is not possible for her to save them, since she is going to flood them through her words, her poetry, to establish their own identity, the identity of queer people. And then, the weapon she chooses to fight against this injustice, this exclusiveness from the society, is poetry, which she is going to use it to flood the people, the society in general, so that their identity and their place in the society is formed. And then, significance of unity. So, the entire poem has stated the sufferings of the queer people, the ones who are different, who are unique, who are odd among the crowd. Mutual understanding is essential to form a sustainable country, to be together as one human race, which are passionate, and every individual contributes uniquely to the society. And then, a sign. So, the poetry itself is a sign. So, the poet says that she is unraveling something, making a mark which was never made, which is to establish a space for queer people in the society. Conclusion. So, this poem has universal resonance, since it not only asserts the rights of lesbian and LGBTQ plus community, the poet is a lesbian, but also for every sort of odd people in the society, all those who are different who are not among the crowd, who suffer to find themselves among the crowd. It is for them who the poem is written, so it is universal, since it applies to every form of difference. And then, let's move on to significant lines from the poem. Stone by stone I file. So these stones, as I said earlier, represents the queer people, the odd people, as well as the words which the poet gathers to fight. This cane of my intention, the piles of stones which the poet has gathered to form a heap, words as well as people, for resistance, with the noon's weight on my back. So the poet is burdened with a responsibility to assert the rights of the queer people, which is being neglected for a very long time in the society, excluded because of their odd nature, then exposed and vulnerable. So they are exposed and vulnerable due to lack of support from the society and from the fellow human beings. Across the slanting fields, those slanting fields represents the society, the majority of the society which is slanted towards the majority alone, not towards the minority, the partial basis, the discrimination. And then, which I love but cannot save. The poet loves everyone, irrespective of differences, the people of society, but she is unable to draw the same from her surroundings. With this work of my hands, here this work represents poetry. Through this poem, the poet is trying to achieve something which was never done before, an identity for the queer and odd people. A pile of stones, an assertion. So here the poet has carefully used the word assertion. Here assertion means that she is establishing her own rights without intervening or hindering another's liberty. Then a mark of resistance, a sign. So this poem itself is a mark of resistance, a sign. She has made her mark, a sign in the society, that she too matters, that this piece of country matters for large and simple reasons. So every single individual is necessary to form a society. Their contribution is absolutely necessary, since everyone created in this world has a purpose, as a goal assigned by the Almighty. They are born with a purpose. For large and simple reasons. For large, the purpose is large, since the life opportunity given by the Almighty is one. And simple, because this is a simple logic to be understood. So here she has used oxymoron, the contradicting words. So here ends the poem. If we can just summarize quickly. So the poem talks about individuality as the core theme, for which societal non-conformity is essential. If you want to fight for your individuality, you should first of all start disobeying the society, only in terms of good motives. Then, persistence. For this great task, you need persistence and resilience. Then, while doing this, you will face resistance upon resistance. To avoid all these hassles, we need mutual acceptance of human beings, for which poetry and words serve as a weapon. Through this, we understand the significance of unity to develop a growth-oriented nation, and then a sign is made, and then we conclude. So thank you. I hope I have added something to your understanding of the poem. Kindly do like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.